Welcome back to more DumplingzOwO Destinies. We are picking up right where we left off last week, and we're going to see what Mr. Jokerman LaBelle saw.
I was in the hallway, hiding in the shadows. That's when I heard the confession.
Why were you fucking hiding? And why on the fucking right side?
Upon learning of her father's crime, little Gigi fled without ever noticing me.
Why would you think to hide on the right side? It don't make sense. And she's supposed to make a call.
Immediately after that, the mayor came to, stood up and opened the forbidden chamber. As I ran in terror, the demon emerged from his prison. In shock, I fled down the hallway to the right, to the one with the phone at the end.
That don't make sense. Jinxie was supposed to have made a call.
I must say, this is a shocking revelation. The thing the defendant actually confessed then and there to his crime. Perhaps the guilt was too much to bear, so he confided in his daughter. You do realize you should not have withheld such crucial testimony from the court. Once again, sorry. Shush, I feared being accused if I mentioned coming upon that most unpleasant scene.
Why did the mayor's confession have to be brought up by this guy? We better do something before the judge declares the mayor guilty.
As a death row inmate once told me in years gone by, there is a time to fight, and a time to yield, a time to live, and a time to die, and also a time to eat potato chips.
Yeah, he's laying it on real thick now.
The defense may now cross-examine a witness.
I don't know what what do you call it? The contradiction. I don't know what the contradiction is here. So, I'll press. Let me press real quick. So, after you fled into the hallway with the phone at the end, Tenma ran off towards the foyer.
Precisely.
Notice any inconsistencies, Apollo? Well, Jinxie also saw Tenma, right? She did. She said they passed each other in the hall after she made the call to the police. Well, if LaBelle had fled down the hall where the phone is, Jinxie would have seen him when she was returning from making her call. Oh, do we have blah, 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 I don't... Did we still have Jinxie's statement? After leaving the scene and calling the police, they patched out of the band, blah, blah, blah. Is it this? Florence LaBelle, you're lying about having witnessed these events from the hallway.
What on earth do you mean? Yes, care to fill the rest of us in, Mr. Justice?
If Mr. LaBelle had really fled down the hall with the phone in it, he would have crossed paths with Miss Tenma.
What's this?
After she discovered the crime scene, she immediately went to call the police. Then, after making her call, she went back to the main hallway, whereupon she encountered a demon, yokai, or whatever you want to call it. As for me, I'd call it Phineas Filch in the Tenma costume. The encounter happened right here, where the hallways meet. As for Mr. LaBelle, if he had fled here, feigning escape from the yokai imposter.
Why yes, the two would have crossed paths.
Right. Except Miss Tenma told us that there was no one else in the hall. In short, Miss Tenma did not see you in the hall because you were never really there.
My beautiful eyes!
I forgot that's what he did. Ha! Not such a fabulous sense now, is it?
But Mr. Justice, the witness also stated that he heard the mayor confess. If he was lying about hearing the confession from the hall, then where was he when he heard it?
Inside the fox chamber. Where else?
But isn't that within the very crime scene?
It is, Your Honor. And that means he's not really a witness. Rather, he's the third party I've been alleging this whole time.
What? You think I'm the killer? How dare you?
I just said you were the third party. I didn't say anything about you killing somebody. So you're just setting yourself up, idiot, stupid, dumb bitch.
Foolish fop. A true man knows when he is beaten. A shield of lies comes to naught before a foe with the sword of truth bared.
Sure.
Prosecutor Black, I thought we were on the same side.
No, you fucking murderers are never on the same side as any of the prosecutors in this game, man. The prosecutors here are too good for you.
You are mistaken. There are no sides here, save for my cold, steely edge of judgment. You are alone upon this battlefield, with naught but your lies and sickly sweet perfume.
Whoa, What just happened? Blackwell's really tearing into him. I mean, if you're going to be turning into anybody, it should be LaBelle, and not in like a physical meaning, because I don't want to touch him, but like, you know. You heard the mayor's confession from the inside. Did you not, you deviant dandy? For the sole location from which you could have seen and heard the mayor and the tanuki, without either of them noticing you were right there in the fox chamber.
Oh, ma! So that's how it's going to be. Fine! I come clean then. I come clean. I'm come a chameleon then.
Seriously? You admit to being there in the fox chamber?
I do. I did enter the room after the murder, but I was afraid of being falsely accused, so I lied about it. I feel terrible about lying like that, but it's a verbal cologne I use to protect myself.
You better explain yourself, Mr. LaBelle.
Yes, of course. I was just about to get to that.
Sure you were.
The weirdos are skating on thin ice. I'll remind you that perjury is a very serious crime, and I'll keep saying it even though nothing will happen to you when people commit perjury. Now let's hear your testimony again, this time without your perfume of lies.
In the fox chamber.
I did enter the fox chamber after the murder, but I didn't enter until after Jinxie had heard the confession and left.
Why did they move for a second?
I heard the mayor groan and hid behind the folding screen there. What I saw there up close, it was absolutely horrifying. So you see, I was there, but merely watching from behind the screen. From behind the screen? Why yes, I believe you wouldn't be spotted if you were there.
Just so. He could see everything without being spotted by the victim or that Tanuki Filch. Suffice to say, he was a mere witness to the events, rather than an actual third party. There's no reason. It doesn't make any sense that he would just run into the room and hide behind the folding screen when he was seemingly perfectly hiding in the edge of the fucking hallway over there. This guy's as slippery as an eel. Apollo! You think he's telling the truth? Well, he was in the fox chamber, so at least that much must be true.
Our friends may cross-examine our slightly voyeuristic witness.
Alright, so I don't know what the fuck to do here. What I saw up there was absolutely horrifying. What did you see? What did you see that was so fucking horrifying? Could you describe the crime scene in a bit more detail?
And what exactly would you like details about?
Oh, I can choose! Hey! The feathers and tracks! Sure! What do you remember about the yokai feathers and tracks?
They resulted when Tenmataro exited the Forbidden Chamber. He came out in quite a rush, scattering feathers this way and that.
Did you immediately know it was Mr. Filch?
I did, and that's why I suggested we cook up our alibis together.
And how did these practice sessions go? Oh, I don't care. God damn it.
They were nearly the death of me! Filchy had to be the worst student ever! My man can't lie to save his damn life!
He really doesn't think he's done anything wrong, does he?
Well, Mr. Justice, do you consider the statement to be of any importance?
No. Maybe about the murder weapon? Could you describe the state of the weapons that have been used at the scene? Yeah, I know that doesn't sound like it.
Spear had been thrusted all the way through Alderman Cube.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah, well I'll have you know, it was thrusted to, what, 3/4 of the way and not all the way, so you're fucking wrong.
And there was that statue the Alderman used to bludgeon Mayor Tenma. That incredibly inspiring symbol had fallen to the floor.
Oh right, the statue. But why would he find it inspiring? Why exactly did you find the statue inspiring?
Well, when I saw that statue, I felt as if the murder had been realized. It was like a celebration of union between town and village, an inspiring symbol of goodwill.
A broken statue next to a bloody corpse? Real inspiring. That's what I was looking for. Class, do we know why that's important to us? I believe it has to be extremely important. I request that it be added to the testimony. Yeah, so it's wrong because only Jinxie knows what the original looks like, or so she said. Your lies have finally betrayed you, Mr. LaBelle.
What possibly could you mean?
You said this statue was like a celebration of union between town and village. Isn't that correct?
It is indeed, but what of it? The two yokai are joining hands in goodwill and they're making out. My goodness, what a beautiful statue. That's definitely what I saw. As if they were celebrating the municipal merger. Is something the matter?
So, how did you really know that the statue was meant to be a symbol of goodwill again?
What?
Justice Dono, explain yourself and make it quick.
Are you fucking listening? Are you not fucking questioning what's... Sorry, I got very distracted by a spider crawling on the window and it's making a very, very strong shadow. I'm gonna ignore it. The statue was meant to symbolize goodwill in its original form, but that was a secret.
A secret? Whatever do you mean? How dare someone keep a secret from me?
What I mean is that it broke when someone used it to strike Mayor Tenma on the head. What's left clearly makes it look like two yokai are battling it out. Eep! The statue's secret and its true form were lost inside that locked room. For Miss Tenma is the only living soul who should have known what it once looked like. So, Miss LaBelle, where could you have possibly seen the statue in its original form?
Fiff, what do you mean, where?
The only possible answer is this. You saw the statue in its original form. Right there in the room where the alderman was murdered before it was broken.
How dare you! Mr. Justice, are you accusing the witness with some sort of crime? Could it be the crime?
Yes. Yes, I am. Florence LaBelle, I accuse you of the murder of Alderman Rex Cuby. Oh, he's standing with his perfume out in his hand. They changed his pose. Good for them.
Order! Order! Mr. LaBelle, you've been accused of murder, loser. Do you have anything to say in your defense? How could you possibly accuse me, the embodiment of beauty?
Way to go, Apollo! This is the conclusive evidence we needed! Magnifico! We've got you now. We know you killed the alderman. Now admit it.
Enough of your silly games, Justice Dono.
But we're in a game. I can't help it.
This prancing peacock could not possibly be the killer.
I don't know. With the amount he's sweating, he must be. What are you talking about? His alibi has already crumbled to dust. And I just proved that he was in the Fox chamber while it was still locked tight.
Why could he have not seen the statue in its true form before the murder? After all, he was close friends with the alderman.
He was? Says who? He was working for Mayor Tenma. Who said he was close friends with the alderman? How did we come to... where did this come from?
Ergo.
Yeah, that's right. I clearly remember it now. Alderman QB told me about it. About what the statue actually looked like. I mean, he was a good friend of mine.
Yeah, right! He wouldn't show you a secret gift just like that! Yeah, why would he show it to you? Doesn't make any sense.
Moreover, it had already been proven that he was not present at the scene of the crime.
It has?
Forgotten, have we? Recall the little scamp's statement, if you will, when Jinxie Tenma unlocked the Fox chamber. She saw the alderman and the mayor collapse therein, and no one else.
Oh, dang it.
The fact is, it was you two who made that apparent in yesterday's court session. Thus, Florence LaBelle could not have possibly been in that locked room.
No! I just don't get it. How could Jinxie not have seen Mr. LaBelle? Maybe he was hiding behind the folding screen or something. We just said that he was hiding behind the folding screen. Maybe he was just hiding behind the folding screen. I don't know.
The proof is incontrovertible. No room for debate exists.
Oh, I just remembered something, but I don't know if what I'm remembering is if it's actually even real.
Am I not right, your baldness?
Did I even read what he's just said?
Does seem awfully conclusive. Facts point to the defendant and victim being the only people in that locked room. Moreover, the defendant had already confessed.
Don't you? I didn't even say anything!
You cannot defend the indefensible. Your role in this charade is over, Justice Dono.
But.
Your baldness. This trial would last an eternity if we were to keep crossing blades with these simpletons. It is high time you brought down the hammer of justice.
A point well made. I believe it's time to declare a verdict. This court finds the defendant Damien Tenma.
Hey, girl. Oh, fuck.
It would seem that my time is at hand!
Mayor Tenma?
Counselor, there's a matter to which I must testify. I recall it now only for your good graces.
Counselor? Oh, right. He must be me. Has he finally remembered what happened before that blow to his head?
Bailiff, don't just stand there. Seize him.
It's no good. I can't restrain him. Oh my god, it's almost like we're not even touching him.
Ka-ka-ka! Know me in despair! For I am Tenmataro, demon lord of the yokai!
Mr. Justice, do something!
Man, if your bailiffs can't even do the damn job, what are you expecting me to do? Since when am I responsible for court security? That's what I said! Apollo! This is our chance! We might get some new information out of him!
Your Honor, seeing as our client has something new to say, I believe due process demands that we hear him out, even if he is a yokai.
When you put it that way. Still, I believe testimony by a yokai is unprecedented in the legal world.
Unprecedented absurdity, more like.
Alright then, Mr. Damien Tenma. Or should I say Mr. Tenmataro? Your testimony, please. I shall now speak of recollections most real, courtesy of my host Damien Tenma. Heed these words, mortals, for hear them but once you shall. Ka-ka-ka-ka!
I'm okay.
Barely conscious was Damien there amid the darkness. Suddenly, two yokai did appear. On one side, I, Tenmataro, ruler of the demon kind. And on the other, my mortal enemy, the nine-tailed fox.
That was it. That was the whole story. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk.
So, is the defense asserting that the room he was in was very dark at the time? Strange as it may be, yes, indeed, all was in darkness.
And the part about Tenmataro and the nine-tailed fox being there?
Yes, that too! Tenmataro towered overhead and the nine-tailed fox glittered gold!
I call animal abuse, Your Honor! It would seem that defendant's recollections are not to be trusted.
Yes, well, truth be told, my host's recollections are still a bit fuzzy. As if half dreamt, that happening lingerings in the...
Apollo, maybe I can help here.
Oh my god, are we doing a mood matrix with fucking Tenmataro? Okay. Really? Oh, you mean...
Yeah, I can hear it. The discord in his heart. I sense an unusual emotion in the mayor's memory of the event.
Okay, I just hope our findings don't come back to haunt us. Again.
Hello, widget. Hello, Mr. Mood Matrix. Okay, let's see what we got here. Are you gonna hold our hands to this, or can I... Man's just chilling. Barely conscious was Damien there amid the darkness. Oh, he was sad. Suddenly, two yokai did appear. Oh, startled and sad. On one side, I, Tenmataro, ruler of the demon kind. Oh, okay. He was happy! On the other, my mortal enemy, the nine-tailed fox. Look how happy he was! Do I pinpoint now? I do it now? Sokora! When the nine-tailed fox appeared, you not only experienced shock and sadness, but also something like joy as well.
Joy? Joy to the world! Perhaps it was joy at the light coming to my eyes at long last. A long and terrible creaking did pierce the silence. And then there was light. On reflection, it was a door that did produce that infernal racket.
A creaking door? Oh, you must be talking about the Forbidden Chamber door. It does make a lot of noise.
So this means the Forbidden Chamber really was opened. But what about the sudden light he described?
I think I know. He mentioned darkness and Tenmataro towering overhead. Maybe the mayor wasn't really in the Fox Chamber at the time of the crime. Mr. Mayor, did the darkness that you were in happen to be here?
He saw the statue. The Forbidden Chamber? Was it not the Fox Chamber where the murder did occur?
Yes, but it all makes sense if you were in the Forbidden Chamber. That terrible creaking sound was probably the Forbidden Chamber's doors opening. And the towering Tenmataro saw? Most likely, the Forbidden Chamber's statue.
Why, yes! That would explain it! The darkness of the staff in the demon's grasp!
But even if all that's true, then what about the nine-tailed fox? Maybe he was seeing things, just like Jinxie and her imaginary yokai. Fantastico, Apollo! It's entirely possible. In a groggy dream-like state, people can misremember things and events.
Misremember, you say? Let me think. I do believe. I remember now. That was not the nine-tailed fox. It was.
I was trying to think about how they would reveal this, but yeah, I was like thinking like, oh, it must have been this thing.
The Amazing Nine-Tails.
What? The Amazing Nine-Tails?
At first, it's but a dream, I thought. Now, however, most clearly do I recall it.
How does Tenmataro know what the Amazing Nine-Tailed Fox, the Nine-Tails is? Come on. How does he know about a wrestler?
'Twas the Amazing Nine-Tails who did open the Forbidden Chamber's door.
I'm sorry I asked.
The Amazing Nine Tails? But that was the victim, Alderman QB, right?
Yeah. Why would he open the Forbidden Chamber? Wasn't he trying to keep it sealed?
Never mind that. This is completely new information. Let me enter it to run an update.
Okay. This statue is so cool though. Like it'd be cool if they made a replica of this in real life and had it somewhere. But I don't know if they would. I don't know if a statue that existed in one episode of a game that no one really talks about anymore would be a valid reason to spend money on it. Suddenly the door opened and a shaft of light did pierce the gloom. Wow, look at him! But he was still sad for some reason? When the Amazing Nine-Tails opened the chamber, banishing the darkness within, you felt joy, but didn't you also feel shock and sadness?
Yes, in the hazy depths of my mind, I do recollect something of that nature. I believe it was the Fiend's Cape of Red, for when I did behold it, a great wave of sadness did inexplicably wash over me.
Cape of Red? What? A cape of red?
Apollo, we've reduced the noise level. Oh, but there's still a little left.
Mayor Tenma, why were you sad when you saw the red cape?
Why indeed?
What could this mean?
I guess his memory is still a little spotty. I know because his latest recollection contradicts the evidence.
Yeah, it's one of those contradictions that slaps you right across the face.
Something this obvious could arise when someone is trying to force a fuzzy memory into a definitive shape. Apollo, I know what you have to do. You need to present evidence that contradicts the image you see.
Well, maybe I knew what I had to do. Why did you have to tell me what to do? I already figured it out. Okay, time to review the evidence. Look out, contradiction. Here comes justice. Blah, blah, yeah. Red cape. I feel like it would have to be like blood or something, right? But like what? You said the Amazing Nine-Tails cape was red. Are you sure about that?
Yes, well, I do believe it was a red cape I saw, but...
Mayor Tenma, does this cape look red to you?
Oh, that certainly does not look red. Not even scarlet or crimson either. Nevertheless, upon my liberation, something red did fill my as yet hazy field of view. And I thought to myself, the Amazing Nine-Tails is arrayed in the Cape of Red.
So you mistook that red something for his cape, huh?
Apparently so. And remembering it now
brings a great sadness upon me.
So the red something probably wasn't a cape after all. Maybe that great sadness he mentioned is what's interfering with his memory.
Well, he would have seen the fox chamber behind the Amazing Nine-Tails. What red object could he have seen there that would have been that shocking? I know. Could it have been, Mr. Mayor, was the red thing you saw this? Well, yeah, the only thing I could think of is blood, right? Or the chair? But it's a shocking thing, so it would have been blood, right? Something red that could produce a deep sadness. Could it be, Mr. Tenma, that what you saw was the alderman's blood?
Blood? Why, yes, it was blood.
How could you look up and see blood that was on the floor? That doesn't make any sense.
It's all coming back to me now. It wasn't a red cape that I saw. It was lying behind the Amazing Nine-Tails. The alderman's bloody body.
My man is floating and the blood is like sideways. Man, this vision is so fucking weird. Whatever. Hey, but there's no more noise. Let's go.
His noise level is down to 0. I think he's remembered everything now. Does this mean the Amazing Ninetales killed Alderman QB? But the Alderman was the Amazing Ninetales! So how exactly would that work?
Hey, I asked you first.
Well, Mr. Justice, sure know how to make complicated matter even more complicated. Why does everything have to be so complicated? Oh, my grandchild loves Avril Lavigne.
True, but at the time of the crime, her client was in the Forbidden Chamber. Moreover...
Oi.
You know, I think at the first time he ever said hoy, I questioned why he said hoy. I think that was the game's, like, localizations team's way of trying to say oi, like O-I, of like how Japanese people, when they try to get someone's attention, is like oi.
Don't you think this is strange? The little scamp has already confirmed her father to be in the Fox Chamber, but she said not about seeing the Amazing Ninetales there.
Ack, you just had to bring that up, didn't you? Jinxie didn't see LaBelle there either. It's so weird. Who really was in that room then?
Would the defense care to share any theories with the court? Can you explain the inconsistency between the defendant's testimony and his daughter's?
I can because I've played this case before, so I know what the fuck they're talking about. Yes, of course I can explain it. Because if I don't, we're in serious trouble. I got you, Apollo, don't worry. I remember this bit-ish.
Not with more of your bluffs and fairy tales, I trust. Fair warning, Justice Dono. I shall have your head if you fail to explain this.
Nah, I got it, don't worry. You won't have anything. The only head you're getting is ape. What about a good old-fashioned penalty?
Well, Mr. Justice, let's see if you have a head worth keeping on your shoulders.
First of all, Mr. LaBelle was definitely in the Fox Chamber while it was locked. We also know that Mayor Tenma was in the Forbidden Chamber based on his testimony. These two facts are crucial to my explanation. So let us consider the following question. Jinxie, if the facts point to Florent LaBelle and the victim being there at the scene, why did Jinxie Tenma see the victim and her father, Mayor Tenma?
A very good question indeed. And I suppose you have an answer for us?
Sadly, you would be supposing wrong. You think she could have mistaken LaBelle for the mayor? Well, if she did, then the question is, why did she do that?
Well, how about that explanation, Mr. Justice? I believe the time for questions is over. The defense asserts that Florent LaBelle was at the scene of the crime. However, Jinxie Tenma has testified that she saw her father collapse there. If she has in fact misremembered the events, what could have made her do so?
LaBelle was disguised as Tenma. The figure Miss Tenma saw was not her father. It was Florent LaBelle, disguised as Damien Tenma.
That is a complete impossibility. Their faces are utterly unlike. How could you explain that away with a mere disguise?
Yes, they both do have incredibly distinctive faces.
Maybe the disguise completely hid his face? I think Jinxie would have mentioned if she couldn't see her father's face.
And if it was that sort of disguise, wouldn't she have removed it?
Oh, right.
Your sword is as dull as your mind, Justice Dono.
Mine's not, because I know what the fuck they're talking about. I know the answer. I'm not dull. I'm sharp.
Shall I show you what a truly sharp blade is capable of?
I think I'll pass. Ah! What happened? I'm dead. Are you okay, Apollo? I'm not fine, am I?
Well, now that we have that little fairy tale out of the way, your baldness, your verdict if you will.
Mr. Justice, I believe it's time for a verdict if you have no further arguments.
What's even left for me to do? Apollo, remember what Mr. Wright always says? When you're stuck in a tight spot, turn the case upside down. Turn the case upside down? He does say that, doesn't he? But I don't quite see how it applies here. Still, never hurts to give it a try, I guess. Let's see. Rather than Jinxie didn't remove the disguise, maybe she couldn't remove it. And rather than she didn't tell anyone about the disguise, maybe it was she couldn't talk about it. They really lay it on thick, huh? A wrestler's mask is more precious than his own life. He'd never unmask himself in front of others. But there are matches where wrestlers battle for the right to remove each other's masks. To have your mask torn off is the worst humiliation a wrestler could suffer. That's why their masks are more important to them than life itself. What about the fact that it was the Amazing Ninetales who opened the door? A mask that can't be removed in front of others. Can these facts turn things around? We've got it all backwards! Man, they really give you a bunch of hints to try to figure that out, huh? Apollo? I guess it makes sense. It's like they didn't want you to get stuck. I think we might have made a huge mistake.
Your baldness. I see no need to further indulge them in their silly little farce. The defense has no proof. They never did, and they never will.
There seems I must announce my verdict.
I do have proof! Do you now?
Alright, this better be good, Mr. Justice.
We can solve the remaining riddles by turning all of our assumptions upside down. Why Jinxie Tenma mistook Miss Littlebell for her father. Why she couldn't remove the costume or tell anyone about it in the first place. These riddles are inextricably linked to Mayor Tenma's secret identity. A shocking secret identity that will turn the entire premise of this case upside down. This piece of evidence clearly reveals Mayor Tenma's secret identity. What do I show off? This?
Ah! What absolute claptrap! Poppycock! Balderdash! Peanut butter!
We thought the alderman was the Amazing Nine-Tails and the mayor was Tenma Taro. That's why we believed the mayor killed the alderman in his lust for Nine-Tails Veil. And it was the basis for the prosecution's entire case against our client. However, we got the whole thing backwards. Mayor Tenma wasn't Tenma Taro at all. He was the Amazing Nine-Tails!
What's this?
You best explain yourself, Justice Dono. And from where you derive such a far-fetched conclusion.
Jinxie, no doubt, knew the true identity of the Amazing Nine-Tails, but she couldn't tell anyone no matter what. That's why she didn't say it was the Amazing Nine-Tails she saw passed out.
It just looks so stupid.
Even though, unbeknownst to her, it was really the Florent LaBelle in disguise. Did Florent LaBelle also put on Tenma's fucking outfit, too? Like his suit?
The accused and the deceitful dandy are utterly dissimilar in physical built-in voice. Or built-in voice, whatever. The little scamp would have seen the difference.
Remember, Mr. LaBelle had his very own brand of cosmetics. Why couldn't he fake a different build too? And anyone speaking through a mask would naturally sound different.
Why did she not simply pull the mask off?
A masked wrestler's disguise is more precious than life itself. As a huge fan of the Amazing Nine-Tails, she would have never dared unmask him.
God. Ah!
This case of mistaken identity also explains the riddle of the locked room.
Then by all means, Mr. Justice, answer it for us already.
First, Mr. LaBelle entered the room where the mayor and alderman were talking. Hi, it's me. I suspect he brought with him coffee laced with some sort of sedative. Once the alderman was out cold. I'm dead. Wow, it's a cutscene that we shouldn't see. Also, just showed up for like a split second, but the split in the alderman's head where the hair separates is very straight. It's a very straight line. That's when Mr. LaBelle killed him. Next, he took the mayor, who he had also drugged, into the Forbidden Chamber.
Ah, you're coming with me, Em.
Then he returned to the Fox Chamber, slipped into some of the mayor's spare clothes, and completed the disguise by donning the Amazing Nine-Tails mask. With his entire charade in place, Mr. LaBelle then let out a scream. The scream that led Jinxie Tenma to the scene. What if like Jinxie never heard the scream? What if she never inspected it? What if he just been sitting there? Ah, so then, the person who said I killed Alderman QB was... Yep, that was Florent LaBelle in disguise. The mayor never actually confessed.
This is no more than guesswork and speculation. Now stop your jabbering and...
No, you twisted bitch. This time, you stop your jabbering and let me finish making my case. Take that. Once Miss Tenma left the scene, Mr. LaBelle, still wearing the mayor's clothes and mask, opened the Forbidden Chamber, so he could drag the mayor back out into the Fox Chamber. Oh, so the Amazing Nine-Tails the mayor saw was... Right, it was LaBelle opening the Forbidden Chamber. The second time Mr. LaBelle opened the door to the Forbidden Chamber, he happened to catch the thieving Mr. Filch by surprise. Startled, Mr. Filch in his Tenma Taro disguise ran as fast as he could away from the room.
Oh, you made a mess.
As he did, he left behind him a trail of feathers and tracks, and gave Miss Tenma the scare of her life in the hallway, with no one left to witness the events that occurred. Mr. LaBelle then proceeded to drag the sleeping mayor back into the Fox Chamber.
What if Jinxie ended up coming back really quick
and saw the Amazing Nine Tails pulling out Damien Tenma, then how would he have explained it?
I see. Well, that all certainly does make sense.
Then, after dragging the mayor back into the Fox chamber, Miss Littlebell threw the mask out the window and fled the room. Again, what would have happened if Jinxie came back? Because if she was thinking that that was her father in the chair, then it's reasonable to believe that after making a call to the police, she would come back to check on her dad, right?
For this absurd theory to work, it requires that the defendant be the Amazing Nine Tails. However, he was the one pushing for the municipal merger. That such an individual could possibly be the Amazing Nine Tails is preposterous. The mayor was blackmailed into pursuing the merger. Miss Tenma's life would have been in danger if he had openly voiced his opposition. That's why he created a secret identity as the Amazing Nine Tails. I'm just gonna believe what you said. This is madness. No one could possibly hatch such an insane plot. No one except the killer as insane as his plot. And I'd say Florent LaBelle more than qualifies.
Foolish mortal! It is at your own peril that you forget who I am!
Mayor Tenma, it's okay now. Jinxie will be safe just as soon as Mr. LaBelle is arrested. You are the Amazing Nine Tails, aren't you?
Never mind the fact that my hair must be sopping wet right now because I washed the hair color off of my head. You have quite the active imagination. Mayor Tenma is not the Amazing Nine Tails.
What do you mean?
Well, has the mayor admitted to it yet?
He would have if he didn't fucking interrupt us! But that just...
And even if he did admit to such nonsense, I would reveal the truth behind Tenma Taro right here and now.
What?
Yeah, why you? You would dare reveal the secret?
A secret of what?
My good friend the alderman told me all about it. But it wouldn't be good to expose the truth. What with the superstitions, now would it?
Are you just straight up blackmailing him and threatening him with the fucking bad time in court? In the middle of all the people here? The truth behind Tenma Taro. What's he talking about? Tenma Taro was also a wrestler!
So go ahead, say it. Say I am the Amazing Nine Tails. I dare you.
Arr!
Wait! Will somebody please explain what's going on here?
Mayor Tenma will do anything to keep the truth behind Tenma Taro a secret. A dark, terrible truth that has been kept secret by the village superstition.
And if the mayor admits to being the Amazing Nine Tails, you'll expose the truth?
Right. I won't have him walking free because of some nonsense you made up.
So what now, Justice Dono?
I don't know, fucking help me.
Without the mayor's admission, your theory is as useless as you are in battle.
I'll show you who's useless.
Paulo, don't you dare give up now!
I know. Your Honor, I believe Mr. LaBelle's statement warrants a thorough cross-examination. After all, the true identity of the Amazing Nine Tails is the cornerstone of this case.
You do have a point there. Please answer this court, Mr. LaBelle. Is the defendant the Amazing Nine Tails or not? The Amazing Nine Tails' true identity is not Mayor Tenma. The mayor would never admit to such utter nonsense. But if he did admit to such nonsense, I will expose the truth behind Tenma Taro right here and now. And that would bring ruin upon Nine Tails' Vale, just as the superstitions say.
You're basically saying that you are going to threaten the livelihood of Nine Tails' Vale if the mayor admitted to being the Nine Tails, like the Amazing Nine Tails. Wouldn't that validate the fact that he is Nine Tails because you're willing to threaten him into not saying it? I know that wouldn't be admissible in court, but I'm just saying, you're coming off as very suspicious by saying that you're threatening him with something. But okay, talk about out of the pot and into the fire. At this rate, the mayor will be found guilty for sure.
Honestly speaking, Mayor Damien Tenma is not the Amazing Nine Tails. I'm afraid I don't see how the defense has much of a case here.
Booty hole today is spicy.
And let's just leave it at that, shall we? We all know Alderman Kirby was the Amazing Nine Tails anyway. I mean, that's how Nine Tails Vale made a comeback. The alderman was so popular.
There's gotta be a hole in that testimony somewhere, but I don't even know where to start. Since we don't have any proof that the mayor is the Amazing Ninetails, then we'll just have to get him to admit it himself. But if he admits it, LaBelle's gonna expose the secret behind Tenmataro. Ugh, we're so close. I know it.
The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Okay, let's see how close we really are to the end of this. I'm a little tired, but I've been tired since the day I was born. The only thing we haven't really shown in court, I think, is this guy. What is the truth? What are you gonna expose? And just how did you learn of the so-called truth behind Tenmataro?
Alderman Cubey told me all about it.
Man, Alderman Cupid needs to fucking shut his damn mouth. What is he doing talking to someone that's not even his friend?
The secret of the Forbidden Chamber and the truth behind Tenmataro.
Why would he share secrets like that with you, Mr. LaBelle?
Because of the alderman's wife. I was looking after her while she was hospitalized. He appreciated it so much he shared the secrets with me.
That's a weird thing to share. Be like, thank you so much for taking care of my wife. In return, let me tell you the secrets of this town. That's a weird thing to offer. If it were me, I'd be like, let me treat you to dinner. Let me give you a couple of monies. Wait, did he threaten the alderman in addition to the mayor? Don't tell me that's how he learned how to open the Forbidden Chamber. So it wasn't that he actually helped her. There's possibility that he was threatening her. Or threatening him because of the wife. I see. I understand.
Needless to say, I'm not above revealing the truth behind Tenmataro.
And that would bring ruin upon Ninetail's Vale. Do not gaze upon Tenmataro. Do not tell others if you see him. Isn't that what the village superstition says?
Exactly! Telling others what Tenmataro looks like would reveal the truth. That's why the superstitions were written down in the first place.
And ruin coming to the village if you free him? Is that a warning not to expose the truth?
Bingo! The truth is, Tenmataro is a great inspiring fortune.
Is that the secret you're threatening to expose? Did you just expose it?
That's what the whole battle over Ninetail's Vale is all about!
Tenmataro is a great fortune? Come to think of it.
Hey, only that it's the greatest get rich quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it. Said there's an amazing treasure in there.
Could Tenmataro actually be... Wait, what? I don't get it. Did he just literally reveal the secret to Tenmataro? Telling the villagers that Tenmataro is a terrifying yokai is what has scared them away from the Forbidden Chamber and the treasure within. That's how the treasure's been kept secret all this time.
Wow! It seems our ace attorney here has uncovered a truth that must not be revealed, even though I just literally fucking alluded to it.
I'm so smart. Mayor Tenma looks like he wants to keep the truth hidden as much as I do.
Tragedy is doomed to repeat itself as long as Tenmataro exists. That's why the secret must be protected.
As long as Tenmataro exists, huh? Mr. LaBelle, please add that statement to your testimony. Is this the part where I just present the little thingy? It sure is. Mr. LaBelle, what if Tenmataro no longer existed? Revealing the truth would no longer be an issue, would it?
If Tenmataro no longer existed? What on earth are you talking about?
Oh, apparently you haven't heard. Tenmataro no longer exists. But I guess you didn't get to do a thorough search after the key was taken from you. Because when we searched the Forbidden Chamber, there wasn't any treasure there.
Really? Or maybe you weren't looking in the right place.
Sorry, but I have proof that Tenmataro no longer exists. Take a look at this figure.
What do we have here? It looks like some sort of creature.
We found this in the Forbidden Chamber. It's an Azuki Kozo figure. The great thief Azuki Kozo used to leave them at the scene of his crimes.
Are you suggesting that Tenmataro has been stolen?
Yep. Phineas Filch's grandfather, a master thief, was the culprit.
And by that hideous moronic caretaker's grandfather, no less! Are you? Oh, no! Remember the beautiful golden Tenmataro was?
The greed inspired by Tenmataro can no longer bring ruin upon Ninetail's Vale. Isn't that right, Mayor Tenma?
The root of tragedy would indeed seem to be gone. In fact, I now recall the alderman revealing the secret to me on the day of our meeting. He must have been speaking of Tenmataro, for he said to me, the gold ingot was gone.
Gold ingot? You mean the treasure that is Tenmataro's true form? It's just a gold ingot? Is 1 gold bar?
Recall, if you will, the scroll in the Forbidden Chamber. Tenmataro is the yellowish object shown there. A giant gold ingot that my nomadic ancestors bestowed upon Ninetails Vale.
Oh, you know, I don't really actually remember what the scrolls show. Can I see it from here? Nope. So it was like some sort of lump, right? Oh, is it gonna show us? Oh, thank God. Right, I forgot this was a thing.
In return for that gold my ancestors did receive from Ninetails Vale, land that would become Tenma Town. What drive the villagers mad with greed did that great fortune. Bitter was their greed fueled battle. It was as if they were possessed. My ancestors' gold became a curse upon their village, a curse of ruin. Thus it was that the yokai Tenmataro came to be.
So, Tenmataro and the village superstitions were merely fairy tales to scare people away.
Fairy tale or not, Tenmataro made quite the mess of things.
Yes, indeed, for there is no greater monster than a mortal man's lust for gold.
Well, you know what they say. The love of money is the root of all evil.
My ancestors did bring a terrible thing here to Ninetails Vale. A thing so terrible that Tenmataro, a monster just as terrible, had to be created to keep it a secret. Yet we have naught but love for the little village to which we owe our very existence. Tenmataro would never seek to take over Ninetails Vale in the merger.
Oh my, that was quite a shocking lesson in history.
Mr. Mayor, now that we know Tenmataro no longer exists, are you ready to admit your secret? You are the amazing Ninetails, aren't you?
No! That!
I forgot what your voice was for a second.
Please! No! Begone, you demented demon!
Now where was I? The Golden Lord of Yokai, the amazing Ninetails, is indeed me.
And that means Jinxie. Oh, she's here too. Yes. Should have just asked her to fucking approve it, but whatever. That man wearing the mayor's clothes who you saw collapse in the Fox Chamber. Was he wearing the amazing Ninetails mask? Uh-huh. That's what made me think it was Papa. He said he was going to reveal his secret identity to Alderman QB that day. So, it really wasn't Papa I saw there, was it? Did he go to the meeting with the mask on and his outfit though? Was that the idea? Or like did LaBelle pull the mask out of Mayor Tenma's like suit pocket or whatever briefcase and just put it on his head?
It was Florin's idea from the start. He advised me to reveal my secret identity to the Alderman.
Oh. Yeesh, Rube Goldberg machines have less elaborate setups than LaBelle's scheme.
Give me rest there, little Jinxie! That monster's deception is through! Ka-ka-ka-ka-ka!
The true facts behind this case has finally come to light. Mayor Tenma did not kill Alderman QB. But Flort LaBelle did!
Ow! How dare you! Peasant! Ah! Ah! No!
Could have just been done by now.
Justice Donald, you should at least have a real blade in your hands if you desire to cross swords with me.
Man, I'm not even thinking about you, Prosecutor Blackwell, at this rate. I'm trying to accuse a clown of murder.
Have you mistaken this battlefield for a training ground?
What's this guy want now?
Evidence is like a razor-sharp blade that cuts through bone as the word butter, but you only have blind guesses. A dull blade incapable of cutting even a cake.
But it can eventually cut like butter if you leave it at room temperature.
Here's a dare, Mr. Justice. After all, evidence is everything in a court of law,
except for sometimes when it doesn't matter.
They're right! Let's see some evidence!
Of course, a perfect being like me wouldn't leave any incriminating evidence behind!
This is the final battle. Just as a samurai must live and die by the sword, you will live or die by the evidence you hold. My swift blade of judgment awaits. Now, present your conclusive evidence, or don't you have any?
Oh, crud. Do I have anything conclusive? I do. Evidence? Oh, I have evidence. You do? Of course. It's just the conclusive evidence we need, too. I'm going to finally prove Mayor Tenma's innocent. Here comes justice! I forgot that this is the game that does this. Have we done this yet? I don't think we have. Maybe we have. Let's review the facts. The most damning evidence against the mayor was the crime scene itself. The mayor and the victim were the only two people found in the room. Also, we all thought the alderman was killed because he was the Amazing Ninetales. But as we know now, of course, we were way off. The Amazing Ninetales is really Mayor Damien Tenma. That's why when his daughter Jinxie saw the Amazing Ninetales collapse at the scene, she mistook him for her father. Those were the facts as we revealed. However, Mr. LaBelle asserts that he did not leave any evidence at the scene of the crime, but he didn't say anything about evidence outside the crime scene. Maybe he isn't as clever as you think he is. In fact, he isn't clever at all. He's kind of an idiot. Does any of the evidence found outside the crime scene provide any clues? This doesn't really match an Ace Attorney theme at all. Oh, I know. The Amazing Ninetales mask. It was found washed up along the river. What sort of clues does the mask hold? It's the white hair. Like, this part is just very much not like Ace Attorney at all. The text, the way all this is, like, what's the shooting star thing, you know? It doesn't make any sense. What is the hair of the mask? Who does it belong to? The white hair is LaBelle's! Oh, right. That hair is Florent LaBelle's. Yes, now that's what I call conclusive evidence. I mean, we haven't tested it yet, but we know for sure that it must be Florent LaBelle's. I'm pissed as fuck.
We're almost to justice. Do you have any conclusive evidence to present to this court?
Of course I do. Observe this mask, if you will.
That mask? How is that conclusive evidence?
It's not the mask itself, but the white hair inside it. We originally thought it belonged to Alderman Rex Cubey.
Yes, but the Amazing Ninetales, as we now know, is Mayor Tenma. So,
that is correct. So the question is, whose hair could it be? And the answer to that is the last person to have worn it before it was discarded. That would be you, Mr. Florent LaBelle.
What are you talking about? I never had to use one hair like that!
It would appear your coup de grace, whatever, failed to hit its mark. This freakish fop is not the white hair type. Because it's busy being one ludicrously garnished color or another.
Garish color, even.
Garnish? No, Prosecutor Blackwell. It's you who has made a fatal error.
What?
Remember where this mask was found? It washed up by the side of the river. With that in mind, this last piece of evidence will solve all the remaining riddles.
Huh? What is that?
This is Mr. LaBelle's own private brand of hair color. It washes out with just water. The court will also recall the Amazing Ninetales mask. Washed up along the side of the village river with white hair inside it. You would think that the color would stain the mask, but maybe the color in the hairspray thing was just so useless.
What's this? Are you saying that preening peacock's hair colors?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Mr. LaBelle's hair color is a freaky work of fiction, but thanks to the river flowing through Ninetales Vale, we now have a real-life expose. Expose? I don't know. The white hair in this mask is conclusive evidence proving you're the real killer. A DNA test is all we need to prove it, and we both know we'll get a match. Admit it, Florent LaBelle! You were the one who killed Alderman Rex Cubey. The fact that I'm posing in this position now must mean that we're at the end of the case.
You peasant! How dare you! Ah! You profane my beauty that would have never elected Alderman! Ah! No! Let me go!
If only you would stop poofing yourself. I'm trying not to. I worried that the prolonged screaming is going to scare somebody within my vicinity. You look like you're ready to play the piano.
Hello, this is LaBelle. What? The project is off? This is LaBelle. The sponsors have pulled out. LaBelle's freaking. I'm fired? You mean I'm no longer Mayor Tenma's aide?
Is Mayor Tenma the one who's calling you right now?
Hello? This is LaBelle. What? There's a stratospheric damage claims against me. $100 million?
This is preposterous. I summon Blackwell. Defeated?
Order! Order! Order in the court! Shut the fuck up!
I'm sweating.
Well, this is quite the unexpected outcome. I must hand it to you, Mr. Justice. You really turned this case on its head, just like that other lawyer, Phoenix Wright. It's almost like you guys like know each other or something, maybe.
Haha. Wait, that was a compliment, right?
Prosecutor Blackwell, what have you done with Lord LaBelle? Is he dead?
That the faced man has withered like a flower without water. One of the officers is currently tending to him with a sprinkler. Wouldn't that just wash even more of his makeup off? I mean, I don't think he had any more on him, to be honest.
Allow me to explain the actions of the guilty party in detail. The motive, of course, was to steal the gold ingot known as Tenma Taro. However, few were allowed into the manor due to its cultural ties to Ninetails Vale. LaBelle set in motion plans to gain access to the manor and the gold within via the merger. But the efforts of the Amazing Ninetails saw those plans come to a halt. And thus, LaBelle murdered the alderman and attempted to pin the blame on Mayor Tenma. I see. But what I still can't comprehend is why would he go after the gold in the first place? Mr. LaBelle doesn't look like someone who is in need of financial aid.
LaBelle hid his past well, much like he hid his beauty with makeup. He's mired in debt. Mired in debt? Something like that. Debt due to pouring money into a brand only he could love. Which is why he sought the gold with such voracity. Too bad for him. Someone else had gotten to it first anyway. If only he marketed his products to the public. He could have made some money out of it. Oh well, he's an idiot.
I see. Very well then. I believe it's time that I declare a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Damien Tenma.
Good for him. Good for you. Good for me. Good for them.
Court is adjourned.
We've done it! We've beaten the second trial and the second case and the wowie zowie mommy. Oh, Nick! Hi!
That was some seriously good lawyering, Apollo. Even I didn't see that coming.
Hehe.
Just got lucky, I guess. You banished Tenma Taro from Ninetails Vale like you were some kind of exorcist.
There's still one thing I don't understand. How come Mr. LaBelle didn't kill Mayor Tenma too? He needed to pin the blame on somebody. He could have set it up so the mayor murdered the alderman and then died from a counterattack. That would have removed at least one possible fly from the ointment.
What kind of ointment? What? I was wondering about that too. But I have a hunch LaBelle was biding his time. He was planning on exposing the Amazing Ninetails' true identity himself. Huh? But why? Because the mayor was the Amazing Ninetails. Had LaBelle succeeded in framing Mayor Tenma for the alderman's murder, the wrestler's popularity would have plummeted once his identity was revealed. Oh, I get it. If the Amazing Ninetails was just killed, he'd die a hero. But if he was proved to be a villain, his fans would abandon him, making the merger that much easier. Right. Then when the merger was complete and everything cooled down, he'd be able to search the Forbidden Chamber at his leisure.
What an insanely intricate plot.
A most excellent job clearing my name! A feat worthy of the Demon Lord's approval!
Why are you acting like Tenma Taro again?
Let this be of no concern to you!
How could it not concern me?
Tenma Taro, be gone!
Ah! Eek.
Jinxie! Seems like ages since I laid eyes on you. This is so stupid.
Papa, you're finally back!
Yes, it would seem Tenma Taro was no match for you. Haha.
I'm not scared of that silly yokai anymore. Your father's a free man now, Jinxie. Isn't that great? Thank you for all you've done. Seeing you guys in action, it made me feel like I don't have to be afraid anymore.
Wait, is Jinxie actually smiling? I feel like she's ready to fall asleep, to be honest.
This is all thanks to you two. Too bad the Amazing Ninetails will have to retire, though.
Aw, how come?
Once everyone hears I'm the Amazing Ninetails, my fan base will nosedive. After all, I'm not the most popular of people. I'm a little reason for my secret identity. I don't see how it could possibly continue.
Also, can you still be a masked wrestler if you've been demasked? Like, will people still be okay with you? Because now all the value of, like, pulling off your mask after losing a battle is, like, means nothing, right? Because people know who you are. But I guess it doesn't matter. It's all about acting. Wrestling is fake anyway.
Hee I think you've misjudged yourself. Take a look outside.
Say, now that you mention it, what's all that noise out there?
I thought this was a closed room. You mean there's windows here? A big crowd gathered outside the courthouse once the news broke. It seems they want to get a glimpse of Mayor Damien Tenma, the man behind the mask, and to root for your return to the wrestling ring. He's gonna be a mayor and a wrestler. Man, he's working 2 jobs.
Rooting for me? But I thought I was nothing more than a male factor in their eyes.
The only one who really matters is Jinxie. Show her how cool you really are. Yeah, you're the coolest when you're out there fighting in the ring, Papa.
Oh, Jinxie. Here, I think you'll be needing this. Some hairspray to fix your black hair. All right, sorry. Let me. Here you go. I mean, I think this is still considered evidence, but sure.
Thank you. Now, if you would excuse me. I don't want to keep my fans waiting.
I was gonna say, is there a cutscene? Look at them! Look at them! Wow! Oh my god, it's up in the air in the courthouse! Wow! How did that, okay. I don't know where the cape came from, but sure. You know, it's wrestling, it's fine. Yeah! The fox symbol! Yeah! 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 You're causing a disturbance in the courthouse!
I sure hope they can settle the problems between Tenma Town and Ninetales Vale.
Me too. I'm sure they'll be fine. After all, the blackmailer/killer is behind bars and the murder's no longer an issue. Plus, the Amazing Ninetale is obviously still a hit, and I suspect Ninetales Vale will be too. It's all because we believe in our client, just like you said.
Okay, people. Now that we've got that one in the bag, let's go get something to eat. I'm starving.
Sounds good. I feel so nervous. I haven't eaten since yesterday.
Better keep eating, Apollo. Or you might have to start looking up at me.
Huh? I'm definitely past my growth phase, and you should be about past yours too. I always was under the impression that Apollo was shorter than Athena. Are you saying Apollo is taller than Athena? Athena looks so damn tall.
Are you kidding me? I'm just getting started. Ready or not, it's face stuffing time.
Keep eating like that. The only direction you'll grow is sideways.
Hey, very funny. Let her grow some weight. She's skinny legend anyway. But I've got what? But I've got a hollow leg. I can eat as much I want without gaining an ounce.
A hollow leg? I don't know. What does that mean? Your leg is fake? What do you mean a hollow leg? Really? Wow. I can't wait to see this.
Calories? Ha! Just let them try to stick on me.
All right, already, you two. Let's get going before the old man closes shop. Eldoon's Noodles isn't an all-night stand, you know. I can't believe they're gonna treat. I'm happy to see Eldoon's name being brought up here as a nod to Apollo Justice, but like also like that. Go get something a little bit more healthier that isn't salty noodles, huh? I'm with Mr. Wright. Let's go.
I've been waiting to have a bowl from there ever since Mr. Wright told me about them. Well, what are we waiting for?
The noodles are on me today, so I expect some serious eating from you two.
Yay! Thanks, boss. I won't let you down.
Athena has no idea what she's getting into. Mr. Eldoon's noodles are so hot and salty. 2 bowls would kill a man. And then next up, the next case is gonna be Eldoon killed a man with his noodles.
That was our first case together, and it felt like nothing could bring us down after that. The dark age of the law seemed so distant, so irrelevant to our small, cozy office. But little did I know that it had been lurking all along, right there behind us. The first time it made itself known was during the murder at the Thames Legal Academy. That case would mark the twilight before the dark, cold night that was to come. Damn, you couldn't talk any faster than that, Athena? I had to fucking slow down for your ass. And we've done it! We've beaten half the game? I don't know. Actually, it's not half. We can put behind us that weird fop and the fucking wrestlers, and now we can focus on something else. Or not now. Next time we'll focus on something else. You know, I appreciate people who are taking the time to view this little weirdo voice acting a bunch of characters poorly. We'll see what the next episode brings to us. Gives us? I don't know how to end things.